Well, Libra, welcome again. It's September 2022. Take a look at your chart. I love it. You've got a Venus, your ruler, in the 11th house, fulfilling a lot of dreams, especially in the social context. But more importantly, later in the reading, I want to talk to you about how the new moon is going to impact you in many, many ways this month. Also, another big transit is to keep your eye out there on this retrogression of Mercury that's going to take place in the second week of the month. The first big transit is of your ruling planet Venus as it moves into the 12th house of your chart, the spiritual, low-key, charitable, compassionate area. It's also the area of suffering, and with your ruler there, it causes you to maybe go back in the past, revisit some nostalgic events, and to try to get a grip and understand those elements of your past that have made you who you are now. That's the transit there into the 12th house on the 6th of September. It's a rather weak area, and because Venus is the planet of love as well as ruling you, it may be that this could be a time of your life that reminds you of something that happened with past relationships, where you were maybe hurt. But this is a great opportunity for review. And I mentioned that the retrogression of Mercury here, which, although it's in your sun sign, does have that reflex action, what we call in Vedic astrology, drishti, or sight. It has sight of this 7th house of relationships. Mind you, I'm doing tropical astrology here, but I do borrow very, very heavily. I love Vedic astrology, which is what I do in my personal readings, but we do have some of those principles playing out irrespective of the type of zodiac that we are reading. Moon and Jupiter there is very, very powerful. On the 12th, on the 11th, we see a Sun trine Uranus aspect here from the 8th house of intimacy and sexuality. That's going to augment this Moon Jupiter. It's a good vibe transit, that one, even though Jupiter is retrograde. There's the retrogression of Mercury that I said would start on 10th, 11th. That's giving you an opportunity for review. The full moon that took place on the 10th over here in the sign of Pisces shows that there's some work issues that you may be working through. That's also health issues. The moon for you is dominant as a work, career, professional principle, and being full here around the 10th will show us that around that time there may be some light shed on the relationship between your health and the way in which you're doing your work. There's the moon again making contact with Mars, the relationship planet for you in the 9th house. Some standards, principles, ideals that you and your partner have may need to be considered as the moon and Mars make connection. And again, that's fortified by the retrogression of Mercury and its sight on that 7th house of relationships. Your partner, if you're in a relationship, may also be looking at doing things very, very differently at this time. Have a look at that retrogression of Mercury. You'll see there that on the 23rd, there's an interesting interplay of energies here. The Sun here is the planet of friendships. You've maybe put that on the back burner. That's that 12th house. Mercury, more related to the 9th house, 12th house of spirituality, taking precedence, especially as it moves into that 12th house. There it is, making contact with your ruler as well. After being in your sun sign, and then the Sun moving into this Libra sign brings with it energy, but at the same time very, very reflective combination of planets here. The moon, Venus, retrograde Mercury, and then the new moon, which is the big one that I've been talking about, this new you that we see taking over on the 26th as it moves through your sun sign. Again, you see the connection there with Mercury and also Jupiter. Big plans, big thinking, possibly wasteful thinking as well, being in the 12th house. You want to economize thinking, economize communication at this time, it's likely you'll spend a bit more time alone trying to work through some of the plans, which is also why you may be revisiting the past, because there have been events that have happened with certain people. You don't want to commit those same mistakes. Pardon me. So the review is necessary, and the new moon shows that you're going to tackle this with a sense of purpose and dealing with others in a way that may be quite surprising to them. That's also shown by the retrograde Uranus in the 8th house, the way you use other people's resources, the way you interact with them, the way you're intimate with them. In fact, even the way you're intimate with your most close partners in relationship will be heavily affected this month. Venus moves into the sun sign here, and that's going to put you in your own element. I think these are really, really good aspects to finish the month on. And we're not going to see the completion or forward movement of Mercury this month. So more on that next month. Got on over to astrology.com.au. I've got the monthly transits there that are going to underpin what I've said here today. Leave me a message if you'd like. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got that opportunity for you to have some private readings with me. If you've got more tricky sorts of questions, that's best dealt with through my... I like the Vedic astrology for that. You've got to avail yourself of that, and we'll delve deeply into your karma and what's going on. I'll see you next month. Stay safe. Take care now. Bye-bye.